Really cool hero. She is also a fighter class hero, which is really important to notate because that is one of the best emblems to be having. Hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. If you're curious about any other hero in Empires and Puzzles, you can view my website at anchorgame.com. There you will find I have graded every single hero with a calibrated team of graders. This resource will always be free. Thinking about supporting the hero grades and the breakdown videos? You're welcome to donate. Otherwise, feel free to share this resource with a friend. I have my exclusive line group called Anchor Cove, where you gain access to myself and tons of other experienced players with on-demand information and resources. If that piques your interest, all that information is on the opening page of my website with a short video. Let me dive into today's hero breakdown. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. Today we're going to be doing a brand new hero breakdown on Lady Loki, the brand new Season 3 Valhalla hero, coming in, stealing up all the status ailments directed at you, and throwing them back at your enemies. Not too nice. She's got 747 on her attack, 776 on her defense, and another 1312 on her health. She is running at average speed. As far as her Helheim hero special, she deals anywhere between 25%, 50%, and 100% damage to all enemies when a Helheim hero dies. So that means if you got other Helheim dudes, you get some extra bonuses. She takes all dispellable status ailments from all allies and randomly casts them on all enemies. Deals 150% damage to all enemies and deals additional 8% damage per allocated status effect, up to 278% damage in total. A little bit confusing, but let me explain it for you. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It is a free massive turn-based dark fantasy RPG. To try this game out, all you gotta do, go to the video description, click on the special links. You'll receive 50 gems, 1 energy refill, 100,000 silver, and 1 free champion, Executioner. All your treasure, it's waiting for you right over here. As far as her ability, all she does is she takes everything that is directed at you, all the negative side effects that go to you, and she takes any duration that's left and throws it right back on the enemy. It's pretty vicious. It's essentially you're cleansing all your enemies on steroids, and you're also dealing a bunch of damage depending on how many status ailments are thrown at you that you're throwing back. Really cool hero. She is also a fighter class hero, which is really important to notate because that is one of the best emblems to be having. She resurrects from the dead and she could essentially just cast everything back. And what's really cool is everything you're casting back, it's going to be dealing additional damage, could be up to 278%. I like this hero a lot, but when we take a look at what she does as far as a Titan goes, not that great. Considering the fact that her attack special is at 747, it's a little bit above average, not that great. But you're not really going to have dispellable status ailments that are really going to be too crushing. I mean, essentially, you could use her instead of using an antidote. That might be an idea, but I don't know. I'm not really seeing it. There's a lot of other really, really good red heroes, specifically for Titans, that you could be using. If you do have emblems on her, potentially she fits into that emblem slot. But other than that, I'm not bringing her on her Titan. That's why she's got a B grade there. When we look at her offensive grade, she's going to get an A grade. I debated this back and forth with the hero grading team. They wanted to give her an A+, some wanted to say A. I think it's fairly conservative to stay at an A grade. She's absolutely amazing right now in this meta. When you look at heroes like Teleria and Vila that are running wild, also Gravemaker, all those negative side effects that go to all your heroes, she takes all those and they throw them right back to the enemy, plus she's dealing damage depending on how many status ailments are thrown back. So I really, really love this hero. She could definitely be an A+. The only reason why she has an A is because she's definitely contingent upon negative side effects. One thing to notate is it doesn't restart the duration that's left on her. So you want to make sure that when you're doing it, you want to throw it back. I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to time it to where they're getting all the status effects thrown back. But from what I'm hearing is it's a lot better to just take what you can and throw it back rather than waiting, because you're losing out on missed turns. So for what I mean by that is if Teleria has gone off, you've timed her, it's definitely better to throw Teleria back at them rather than waiting for like Vila or Gravemaker to go off, because you're missing out on turns on the original hero and it's not going to be effective, especially with her being at average speed. That can go against her a little bit. Overall, I really love this hero on offense. She's got an A grade. She's really good in the meta right now. When we look at her defensive grade, she's going to get a B+ as far as the tank goes. There are some negative side effects that are thrown at the tank for sure, but this is an enemy that you can definitely plan against. So you're not really too worried about it. You could definitely throw some more tiles into her. You know that if you're throwing status effects onto her, it's probably going to kill her. She does get a B+ grade there. You don't really want to throw things into her. However, when we look at her flank grade, she did get a boost from her initial grading from what I just gave her. Reason being is the hero grading team said that she's quite devastating on defense, especially if you're not really planning around her. She definitely has that surprise factor, and what's really important is it takes all status ailments that are on all of your enemies, so it's not just specific to her, and she throws them all back. So if you've worked on stuff on the side or different side, she goes off, she's going to take everything and throw it back on them. So she does get an A- grade. This might flex up into an A. It's a pretty cool hero. Definitely, I like it. When we look at her win grade, she's going to get a B- grade there, mostly because probably your heroes are probably dead by that point. So you're not really too focused on getting it to where your specials are throwing back at them. I'm not really stoked on her. When we look at her win grade, she's going to get a B- grade. So she does get an overall defensive grade of an A-. Again, this might flex into an A because of how useful she can be, especially in the flank. When we look at her weekly raid grade, she is going to get an A- on rush attack. I really like this hero because you can extend out what she does. You're also kind of waiting with what they do. They're running at very fast speed. She's running at very fast speed. You can definitely time stuff a little bit better, have all them go off, and you're going to want to use her with a healing team so you can weather the storm, take what they're throwing at you, and then you want to heal and then throw everything back. So I really like this. This could be utilized really well on rush attack. She's going to get an A-. We look at her buff grade. She's going to get an A+ on buff, because she's taking all of that negative effects and she's throwing them back. Granted, this doesn't really impact buff essentially, but what I like is that a lot of people are going to be using those status effects to impact your team. It's when people are using buff attack, they're usually exploiting buffs in general, and that also goes into the negative side effects. So she does get an A+ grade there. Really, really awesome on buff attack. When we look at her bloody battle grade, she's going to get an A- on bloody battle. Again, because she's just throwing everything back. She's really good. She's running at average speed. That might flex into an A. So when we look at her overall grade, she's going to get an A-. This is a very, very, very close to an A grade. I was flexing between the two. I really couldn't decide. But overall, she's an absolute amazing hero. And this is a hero that you could potentially be using if you don't have Gravemaker to where you're flanking with her potentially. So that is something to consider. Overall, really cool hero. Hopefully you catch her on Valhalla, but again, make sure you stick to your budget. Don't go crazy spending a whole bunch of money trying to get her. So thank you so much for checking out the channel, checking out this video. Please make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.